There comes a point in every life when the ordinary breaks open and reveals something extraordinary. It is not the kind of moment that can be scheduled, nor is it a coincidence that you arrive at it. It is a moment stitched into the very fabric of your existence, hidden in plain sight, waiting for the day it would finally be unveiled. And now, chosen one, that moment is here. This is not just another sunrise, not another turn of the calendar, not another step in the endless cycle of days. This is the intersection where everything you've endured, every lesson, every wound, every triumph has been leading you. For years, you may have thought you were wandering without direction, but heaven has been orchestrating a path that brings you to this exact point. You feel it deep in your chest, even if you cannot explain it with words. It is the weight of anticipation pressing on your spirit. It is the whisper that refuses to be silenced. You know, even without being told, that life will not remain the same after this. That is the call of destiny. You have been prepared, not in the comfort of ease, but in the fire of trials. The disappointments you thought were meaningless were shaping resilience. The silence you mistook for abandonment was cultivating patience. The moments you cried out, wondering if God still heard you, were the very moments He was weaving strength into your bones. All of it has been training for now. Do not think lightly of this. You are not here by chance. You were not drawn to this message by accident. You are here because eternity has been waiting for your yes. The divine plan is unfolding, and your place in it cannot be filled by anyone else. You are the bearer of a calling so precise, so unique, that history itself leans forward to see how you will answer. So stand tall, breathe deeply. The weight you feel is not fear, it is the gravity of purpose. The heavens are watching, the earth is waiting, and the moment you were created for has finally arrived. Before you can rise to meet your destiny, you must first confront the storm that rages within. For most of your life, it hasn't been the outside world that held you back. It has been the war in your own heart. Fear has whispered its poison, telling you that you are not enough, that your voice does not matter, that the world will laugh if you dare to speak. Doubt has stood like a shadow at every corner, convincing you that your dreams are too fragile, too unrealistic, too impossible. You know this voice well. It is the voice that keeps you silent in rooms where you should speak. It is the hesitation that grips you just when courage is required. It is the weight that drags your vision down into the dust before it can take flight. This battle is not new. It has been with you for years, slowly stealing your confidence, training you to live small when you were born to walk tall. But here's the truth. Every chain that binds you is made of illusions. Fear is not the truth. It is only a shadow. Doubt is not your master. It is only a lie dressed in reason. What has been holding you down has never had the power to define you. It has only had the power you were willing to give it. And yet, the cost of staying silent grows heavier each day. Every time you bury a dream, a part of you aches. Every time you swallow your words, your soul tightens. You've tried to ignore it, but destiny does not disappear when ignored. It waits, and the longer it waits, the louder the ache becomes. This is the inner battle that all chosen ones must face. It is not fought with weapons of iron, but with choices. The choice to believe in what God has spoken, rather than what fear insists. The choice to lift your voice even when it shakes. The choice to step forward even when your legs tremble. So I ask you now, How long will you let fear write the script of your life? How long will you allow doubt to hold the pen that belongs in your hand? This war inside of you is not meant to destroy you. It is meant to reveal you. Because once you win here, no giant outside can ever stop you. The battle is within, but so is the victory. There are moments in life that slip past unnoticed, and then there are moments that demand a decision. This, chosen one, is not just another moment. It is the moment. The final invitation. The kind that will not come again. For years, God has been patient. He has waited as you hesitated, nudged you when you turned away, whispered when you tried to drown out his voice. He has let you wrestle with your fears, your doubts, and your excuses. But now, heaven is placing before you a door that only you can walk through, and the clock is running out. Picture it, an ancient hourglass, grains of sand slipping steadily through. You can hear them fall, soft but relentless. Once the last grain has dropped, the moment will close, and no amount of regret will bring it back. That is what this invitation is. It is urgent, it is holy, and it is final. This is the place where crossroads converge. On one side lies the comfort of silence, of staying small, of living safely within the borders of fear. On the other side lies the unknown, risk, faith, courage, and the fullness of who you were created to be. No one can make this choice for you. You alone must decide which path your life will take. You may be tempted to wait for a better time, a clearer sign, or more perfect circumstances. But destiny does not wait for convenience. It arrives when the heart is ready, not when the calendar aligns. And the truth is, God has already equipped you with everything you need. You do not need another sign. You do not need more time. You need only to say yes. So hear this. The invitation is on the table. The door is open. The opportunity is right in front of you. If you take it, your story will never be the same. If you refuse, you may never stand here again. This is your moment to step into the unknown, to trust that God is already ahead of you, to believe that what He has promised is greater than what you fear. Do not hesitate. Do not delay. The invitation will not linger forever. This is your final chance. Will you walk through the door? History is shaped not by those who stayed silent, but by those who dared to speak. The world remembers the voices that broke through fear, the words that shifted nations, the declarations that opened the door to freedom. And chosen one, you stand in the same lineage. Think of Moses. He was not a polished speaker. In fact, he doubted his ability to speak at all. Yet when God told him to stand before Pharaoh and demand freedom for his people, he obeyed. His words carried divine weight, and an empire shook. Think of Esther, a young woman with everything to lose. She could have remained hidden, safe in her palace walls. But when the survival of her people depended on her voice, she chose to speak. Her courage altered the fate of a nation. Think of David, just a shepherd boy, facing a giant who towered over him. He had no army, no armor, only a sling and a stone. But what he had was faith and a voice that declared victory before the battle was even won. His words echoed louder than Goliath's roar, and history bent in his favor. And think of Mary, a young woman asked to believe the impossible, that she would carry the Savior of the world. She could have doubted. She could have refused. Instead, she said one simple word: yes. That yes changed the course of eternity. These were not perfect people. They were not chosen because they were flawless. They were chosen because they were willing to rise, willing to risk, willing to speak. The thread that connects them all is not their power, but their obedience. They stepped into uncertainty, trusting that God's voice was louder than fear, and because they spoke, generations after them walked in freedom. Now the question falls to you. Will your voice join theirs? Will you become part of the great story of those who dared to rise, even when silence felt safer? The same God who called them is calling you. The same power that carried them will carry you. Their courage has lit the path, but it is your turn to walk it. Every great invitation comes with a sobering reality. It will not last forever. Opportunities of destiny are rare, and when ignored, they do not circle back unchanged. The door that is open before you now will not remain open indefinitely. That is why this moment carries both hope and weight. It is a chance, but it is also a warning. If you remain silent, life will not simply pause and wait for you. Fear will gladly step in and script your story. Doubt will write each chapter with ink made of hesitation. Regret will become the voice that greets you in the silence, whispering, "What could have been if only you had spoken?" Destiny does not punish you. It simply moves forward. A calling ignored is not erased, but it becomes heavy, like a seed never planted. It aches, it stirs, it lingers, reminding you of what you were meant to be. And if you let enough time slip by, the ache hardens into resignation. That is the tragedy of silence. Not that you lacked the opportunity, but that you refused to take it. Look at your life now. How many times have you already delayed the very thing your soul longs for? How many times have you waited for the perfect moment, only to watch the moment pass by? How many times have you heard the whisper of God, but convinced yourself it was just your imagination? This is not meant to condemn you. It is meant to awaken you. Because today is different. This moment is not another rehearsal. This is not another warning you can brush aside. This is the final call. The enemy of your soul wants nothing more than for you to stay quiet. He knows that as long as you remain silent, you remain chained. He knows that your words carry power, that your voice could unlock freedom not only for you, but for those connected to you. That is why he fights so hard to keep you still. So let the weight of this truth rest on you. If you do not rise now, you may lose more than just an opportunity. You may lose the story you were created to live. Do not give fear the final word. Do not let doubt write the ending. Speak before silence steals what was meant to be yours. Words are not just sounds carried on the air. They are forces that shape reality. With a single word, battles are won, walls collapse, and lives are forever changed. And your voice, chosen one, carries more weight than you realize. From the very beginning, God demonstrated the power of words. The universe itself was spoken into existence. Light broke through darkness at the command of his voice. That same creative force now rests in you. Your words can give life. Your declarations can break chains. Your voice can shift the atmosphere around you. Think of it this way. Silence keeps your dreams locked inside, but speech sets them free. When you declare freedom, fear begins to lose its grip. When you speak faith, doubt starts to dissolve. When you open your mouth and proclaim God's promises, you are not just talking. You are aligning heaven and earth to release what has been waiting for you. The enemy understands this better than anyone, which is why his strategy has always been to silence you. If he can keep you quiet, he can keep you powerless. But once you rise and speak, once you declare with conviction what God has placed in your heart, the chains break, the lies crumble, and doors swing open. You may think your voice is small, but small voices have started revolutions. You may believe your words will not matter, but one whisper of truth can echo louder than 1,000 shouts of fear. Your declaration is not about volume, it is about authority. And authority comes not from human approval, but from the God who called you. So here is the truth. You do not need to wait for someone else to validate you. You do not need a stage, a crowd, or applause. What you need is the courage to release what has been locked inside. Speak your freedom. Speak your calling. Speak your destiny. Your words will not just change your life, they will ripple outward, touching lives you may never meet, shaping futures you cannot yet see. This is the weight of your voice. This is the power entrusted to you. So do not stay silent any longer. The world does not need another echo of fear. It needs the sound of your courage, your faith, your truth. It needs your voice. Now. This is the hour, chosen one. The silence has gone on long enough, and the time of hesitation is over. The door stands open before you, and heaven leans forward to see how you will respond. You have heard the call, felt the weight, wrestled with the fear. Now comes the moment of rising. You were not created to blend into the background, to keep your dreams hidden, to bury your voice under the weight of doubt. You were created to shine, to speak, to carry light into places still covered in darkness. The world does not need another bystander. The world needs you, fully awake, fully alive, fully stepping into who God made you to be. Imagine it. A generation of chosen ones scattered across the earth, no longer held captive by fear, no longer silenced by doubt, no longer content with shadows. Imagine voices rising in homes, in cities, in nations, each one declaring freedom, hope, truth, and faith. Imagine the ripple that begins when one person dares to speak, then another, until the sound becomes a movement, unstoppable and undeniable. That is the vision. That is the future waiting on the other side of your yes. And it begins not tomorrow, not someday, but right now. The question is not whether you are ready. The truth is, readiness comes in the stepping. The question is whether you are willing. Will you risk the comfort of silence for the breakthrough of obedience? Will you dare to believe that your voice carries the authority of heaven itself? Will you rise with the others, taking your place in the great chorus of chosen ones who speak life into the world? This is your moment. Your destiny does not wait for convenience. It responds to courage. And courage is not the absence of fear. It is the choice to move forward despite it. So speak. Declare what has been burning in your heart. Call out the freedom, the hope, the future that God has promised. Write it, shout it, whisper it if you must, but let it out. Because once you speak, you step into alignment with the one who has gone before you. And as you do, know this: you are not alone. You are part of a rising, a generation that refuses to stay silent, a people who believe that God's promises are worth declaring. The time is now. The invitation is here. The rising has begun. And you, yes, you, are called to be part of it.